Welcome to Lockport, New York. And right now, I was parked and I'm riding on the bridge called Big Bridge. It's the biggest bridge in North America. People are calling the Erie Canal the marvel of 19th century. Americans are not known for understatements, but this is an understatement. It was an impossible miracle, really. The federal government didn't think it was possible to build a canal here. Thomas Jefferson didn't think a canal could be built here, but a group of probably crazy Americans said, "Hey, hold my beer." The canal was built by laborers. Towards the end, a lot of them immigrants freshly arrived from Ireland and Scotland. Also by amateur engineers, guys who had zero formal engineering education training. They knew that in Europe they're using water-resistant concrete at that time, but they couldn't get any. So they experimented and came up with their own concoction. Lockport logs and Erie Canal cruises, weddings. A paddle boat. In 1824, the construction of canal was already underway, and canal came to Lockport. The problem obviously was the Niagara escarpment, and that was the hardest part of the entire project. You will find different sources say different things, from 60 to 75 feet elevation going up the Niagara escarpment. Well, back then the logs could only be, they were only able to build logs 15 feet high. So building 5 logs, it had to be over 60 feet and 5 logs to care of the elevation. And from here they had to blast bedrock all the way to Tonawanda Creek, about 7 miles. Then used Tonawanda Creek, made it to outside of Niagara River, and all the way into Lake Erie. Before this canal was completed, freight was being shipped by ships from the Great Lakes to just outside of Grand Island, and would be offloaded. People would carry it to Lewiston, put on the ships, ocean-going ships, and obviously limitations because weight, time, and back then the United States was very difficult to travel through. You know, some Indian trails, and that's it. I read somewhere that it would take you 2.5 weeks to get from New York City to Cleveland, Ohio, and would take you 4 weeks to get to Detroit from New York City. I don't know about the math, but that would mean a week and a half from Cleveland to Detroit, maybe. Opening the Erie Canal made it possible for freight produce to be shipped from farmers in Midwest and feed the East Coast. Buffalo became a city. New York City gained prominence. barges had to be towed by horses. Well, that's why Niagara River could not be used as part of the canal. The current is too fast. Today the tow paths for horses are used for beautiful walking and cycling trails. Erie Canal, the original one, the length was 363 miles. It connected Hudson River, just north of Troy, Albany, New York, to Lake Erie in Buffalo. By 1824, the construction of Erie Canal was employing thousands of men. A lot of them were freshly arrived immigrants from Ireland and Scotland. When the canal was completed, many of them stayed in the area, especially in Lockport. Well, the canal opened up America, Midwest, to the world basically. In 1855, 33,000 loads were moved up and down the canal. The Irish and Scottish who stayed here were very anti-slavery. In 1823, when they're still building the canal, it's a nice mural, I missed it. They stopped a slave catcher, and knowing the Irish and the Scottish, I'm speculating, but I'm sure violence or threat of violence was involved. Yeah, of course, with the canal completed, industry came here. The hydropower, powered mills and such, and more and more people moved in. There's a tunnel under Lockport. Locals call it the cave. It was dug to divert water to power industry. It was used as a tourist attraction, a boat going through the tunnel. Right now it's temporarily closed because 2 years ago there was an accident, and one man died and 5 people were injured. And the Lockport Cavern ride is in litigation right now, and it's temporarily closed. In 1865, the center of the town of Lockport was carved out. The city of Lockport was created, surrounded by town of Lockport. South Lockport is part of the town of Lockport, now the city of Lockport. And that little appendix you see to the west, that's GM plant. That used to be Delphi plant. That used to be GM plant. That used to be Harrison Radiator Company. One of the buildings that's on the National Historical Registry. That looks industrial and very interesting for rent. Some of the old buildings here have very low attics. Lockport was a station on Underground Railroad, and runaway slaves would be hidden in low attics and then transported to Lewiston, from where they would escape to freedom in Canada. I talked to these guys earlier. Yeah, I think I'm done riding around. I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna find how I can get down to the locks, and then I'm gonna go to Medina. Hopefully it doesn't rain. Of course it's raining. Why wouldn't it rain? It's not supposed to. These are the original 5 locks. They don't operate anymore. But to the left, I'm hiding from the rain. To the left, there's the new locks, new, over 100 years old. There's only two on this side, on the left side. The one just opened. Perhaps something's coming out. Oh, look at this. The sightseeing boat is coming out, and there are even some people on the top deck. This is the lock house where all the machinery was. I'm just assuming. What else would it be? The power plant at Lock 3435.